Hello everybody, and welcome back to Rain Check. There's a lot. I feel like a lot happened. We rescued somebody, and it wasn't Ro. I've been saying Rao, right? And it's Ro. I watched that live stream Q&A with the creator. He said Ro and not Rao. And I kind of just sat there. I was like, oh no. Are we in the double digits for parts yet? Have I been saying his name wrong all this time? This is... Why didn't any of you tell me? It's fine. Look, there's quite a difference between when I record these and when, they get uploaded, so, I get it. But also, the first few parts are out and no one said anything, so I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. The rain is easing up. Thankfully, it's a light drizzle now. I managed to hobble my way out, with Javier taking the lead, disabling any remaining cameras, and eventually unlocking the gate. The wolf effortlessly carries the boar in his arms, while Javier runs along. Enduring the pain, I glance behind me to check for any potential followers. Nothing, thank God. After what feels like an eternity, I finally catch up with them. Oh, there we go. There's some music. Okay, let me turn that up for you guys. Okay. I had to change some sound settings, so it's a little weird. Rose crouching beside the boar while Javier handing him a small dark bottle of rubbing alcohol. That's what that statement says. Oh. He's a little bloodied. He's a little roughed up. Our little friend there. Looks like our friend here lucked out. Everything seems stable. As stable as things can get, I suppose. Rao hands back a bottle and removes his gloves. He cleans the man's face and the exposed chest fur through the torn shirt. Oh, thank God no one else came out. Javier smirks and takes out a device similar to the earlier scanner, waving it in front of me. You're welcome. The fox puts away the bottle and gloves into the trunk, then examines the guy once more, shaking his head. Poor guy. He's lucky you're such a skilled surgeon. Huh. You're kidding. Even you can do this. It's first aid. Wait, you're a surgeon? The wolf carefully picks up the boar as Javier opens up the back door. Hardly. I went to medical school, but dropped out. Oh, why's that? Javier shrugs. I know bits and pieces, but it's something about his family. Ro ignores our comments and carefully places the boar in the back seat, barely managing to lift him in. If you guys have time to chat, you can discuss how the hell we'll be driving to the hospital. How the hell we'll be driving, okay. There's no space in the car for all four of us. Why don't we just call an ambulance? Because ambulances are expensive. We cut the round trip in half for them. Plus, we don't want to explain what happened to Mr. Piggy here. Javier tries to open the driver's side door, but Ro holds it shut. Hey! Get in the trunk. We don't have time to waste. Get in the trunk! Put the small boy in the trunk! Just lift him up and toss him in! Excuse me? What about my shoulder? I'm not going in the trunk. Remember last time If he dies, it'll be on you. His ears flatten as he sullenly makes his way to the trunk. I'm expecting some proper compensation later tonight. What kind of compensation are we talking about? The stuffy air of the car mixed with my damp clothes is extremely uncomfortable. The windshield's fogged up, but Ro turns on the AC. Do you mind if I take off my shirt? It's really wet. Ro turns behind and picks up my jacket that's on the floor, passing it to me. Put this on at least. I peel the clinging, damp shirt off my body, and Rao takes from me. Which Rao takes from me? Ro? It'll take me a minute, guys. And by that I mean like at least 5 parts. Which Ro takes from me and deftly tucks it away behind a seat. Startled by the cold breeze, I quickly slip into my jacket. So, off to the hospital now. Ro remains unresponsive, engrossed in studying the controls before swiftly shifting into drive and steering away, his eyes fixed on the gate ahead. I get a good look at Ro and can't help but grin when I realize how funny he looks hunched over driving. My smile quickly fades, as the awkward silence settles in. We'll just start a conversation. It's not hard. I hold on to my seat when I realize how fast we're going. As I glance at the dashboard, I catch the wolf stealing a look at me, triggering my recollection of Javier's earlier remark. Now might not be the right time to bring that up. Maybe I should ask what happened back there instead. There was a bright flash earlier, and I think I lost consciousness for a bit. Do you know what happened? Javier used his Dazzler to save you. Dazzler? Okay. I tackled the asshole off of you after that, and took care of them. You should probably thank him later. Oh, and what about Javier's attacker? I'm not sure. Looks like he handled it himself, although not without sustaining injury. We didn't kill them, did we? Probably not. I swallow hard, trying not to dwell on the thought of being labeled a murderer. How's your leg? I look down at my leg, gently prodding the area and immediately regretting it as a jolt of pain shoots down. It hurts when I move or touch it. It kind of feels like it has its own pulse. Let's take a look at it when we're back. What is it? I feel bad. This was completely avoidable. Sorry for putting you two in danger. I promise, it won't happen again. He ends his thought abruptly, and I sense a storm of emotion hidden behind his unyielding gaze ahead. Not knowing what to say, I wave a paw dismissively and point to the back seat. It's fine, but what about him? What about him? Oh, okay. How's he doing? Internal bleeding, probably fractured arms and digits, chest burn, and a lot of small cuts. But I've seen worse. Glad his legs aren't broken, or we'd have a fun time getting him in. Jeez. He's going to be okay, right? I hope so. Can you check if he's still breathing? I turn around properly and crane my head over to study the man lying on his side towards us. Yeah, I think so. Then he'll live. He might know something, so I'm sure Javier is going to follow up on that. You don't think this has anything to do with my texts? The wolf shrugs. There's definitely some kind of gathering here. Now that we know what we're dealing with, we can't risk going back. But what's going to happen to me? The loud banging from the backseat startles me. Hey, I can still hear you guys, you know. We need to go back to get answers. We were so close. Javier's muffled voice echoes from the back. Okay. Rao casts me a glance, looking unimpressed. You might be right, but it's too dangerous. Look at you guys. I'm surprised you two made it out with the injuries you have. We would have been fine if you helped us, and didn't play hero to save that pig. and now I'm stuck back here because of it. The fox is in the back continues making remarks, but I can barely hear him over the sound of the rain, which has picked up again, masking his voice. Row, row, row. Schmirks, ignoring Javier's comment, continuing to drive. The car lulls into a tranquil silence, accompanied by the soothing sound of heavy rain cascading around us. I stare off into the distance, the cool air conditioned breeze relaxing me. My eyes grow heavy from exhaustion. Oh, are we going to fall asleep in the car? We're tired, Tigor. Tired, Tigor? Yeah. Today's been one hell of a ride already. I hope they smack us awake. Oh? Huh? Huh? Rubbing my eyes a few times, I focus to find Rao poised. Poised? Guys, Rose got so much poise. But my car door, brandishing an enormous clear umbrella. I quickly look at the driver's seat and then behind me. Both empty. Morning. Food, we're getting food. His words are muffled by the glass, but luckily I can make them out. Oh, I always forget how big he is. Just look how wide he is. Keep telling myself I'm not simple, that I'm not easy, but then... You know, guys, you know. What happened to your suit? He groans, sounding slightly disappointed. It's soaked. I threw it in the trunk. Now let's go. I stick close behind him, trying to avoid the puddles as he guides me, guides me out through a small empty street. I think that's how that's supposed to be. We're back in the city, but I don't see the familiar silhouette of the Grand Marine in the horizon. Where are we? What happened to that guy? We're in the neighboring city. I figured we'd come here since it's close to the hospital. Javier can fill you in on everything. Oh my god. On everything. He chuckles, and I return a forced chuckle back as I remember what happened earlier. We walk up to a small building with the words, Puma's Brew on the top. After you. Oh, what a gentleman. He opens the door, and I spot Javier motioning to us from the back as I walk in. It's a nice and quiet cafe, a bit small, with a lone puma working behind the counter, organizing things. It seems like a good place to unwind after what happened. Oh, no big coat. I walk over to a small rectangular wooden table and take a seat across from Javier. About time. I love looking at their height difference. It's just, look at this. You can just pick Javier up and shake him. I'll be back. Bathroom. Yeah. Have fun touching yourself in there. Sometimes it be that way. Javier imitates a shooting motion towards Ro as he hangs his umbrella. The wolf retaliates by smacking him on the shoulder, leaving the fox flinching in pain before departing. That hurts, you mutt! He turns his attention back to me. His annoyed expression dissipates as he massages his shoulder with a paw. Are you okay? Are you okay? No, I'm not. Well, I can't say I didn't try. Maybe we should talk about something else. Do you guys come here often? You can say that. We debrief and get food here. The owner here is a childhood friend of mine. Oh, I see. He also acts as an informant for us. He takes a sip of his coffee that's been sitting here since we arrived. Sleep well. I tried to wake you up earlier, but you wouldn't budge. Must be nice, not having to huddle up in the trunk like a ball. Yeah. I glance down at the table, but look back up when I hear Javier laughing. He downs the cup of coffee in front of him and grins as he passes me a menu. I'm just messing with you, mostly. How's your leg? It still hurts when I move it, but it's manageable. I should be fine, but what happened to the man we found? We dropped him off at the hospital, quite literally. Just open up the door, toss him on the curb, and get out of there. I cock a brow back in confusion. What do you mean? Ro and I placed him in a secluded area of the hospital parking lot and called for an ambulance from a payphone. Can't afford to get caught. That's a lot simpler than I thought, especially considering the tools you have at your disposal. Sometimes simpler is better. Oh, right. Thanks for saving me back there at the power plant. Ro told me you used your dazzler to stun the guy. His face lights up almost immediately. It takes out the dazzler from his coat and twirls it in his paw. You mean this? Oh, it was nothing. Didn't mean to blind you either, but I didn't have time to explain. He chuckles and puts it back in his coat. You saved my life. I'm pretty sure that raccoon was about to end me. He shrugs. Don't mention it. If you died, I would have been next. I guess. Oh. He go down. Ro go down. Just... I always think it's silly when I get to see that. Ro sits it down without saying a word, his gaze fixed on his phone. He eventually puts it away and waves the puma from behind the counter over. I quickly glance over the menu, but nothing in particular catches my interest. Get the chicky tendies. Look, if you're at a restaurant, you always get the chicky tendies, right? Just be 5 years old. Well, oh, wait, that's super cute though. Look how large Ro is. Look at this puma. This is cute. This is cute. The puma comes over and smiles at us. Dust, how's the business? When are you going to quit and come work with us? Ro gives a nod to them, who returns the gesture and grins at Javier. Good. And I could never. The cafe means too much to me. The puma lets out a hearty chuckle. But it's been a while, hasn't it? What brings you guys here around this time? Another case. You know how it is. I do. Dust finally notices me and grins. A new member? No. He's accompanying us for this investigation. Oh, that's rare. You're lucky. He smiles at me, waiting for a reply. Theodore. Hi, Theodore. I'm sure you've heard, but I'm Dust. Hope the two of them don't give you too much of a hard time. They had a bad experience in the past with another civilian. Don't get mad. What does it say? Don't get me started. I'm still healing from the injuries. I chuckle nervously as Javier sneers at his own remark. No, we've been great. They've been great. They've been a big help. Oh, he's got a Sprite? Oh, that's cute. The puma nods approvingly. I'm sure they have. Now, what'll you guys have? The usual for us. And for you, Theodore. I'll just have what they're getting. The non-committal answer. Ra looks back to Dust and hands him the menu. There you have it. Give me a bit to get your orders, fellas. The puma walks off and immediately Javier gives a look to Ro. So, you gonna tell us or what? Where the hell did you go earlier? Rose stares back at Javier and then at me.
Actually, I was about to bring that up.
The wolf leans his arms forward, taking, practically taking up the whole table.
The MAF sensor was loosened because of that little accident earlier. Luckily, I found it a block up the road.
Why was the MAF sensor loose? A couple of bumps shouldn't have done that.
Exactly. Why? I examined the rest of the hood and couldn't find anything.
MAF?
Mass airflow sensor.
It's used to measure the amount of air in the engine for optimal combustion.
Not like the engine would have exploded, but it's definitely odd that it fell off.
I'll report that back. ARC needs better venting for our rented vehicles. Vetting? Not venting? Vetting? What does that mean? What? Vetting? Oh well. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we drive your car next time?
Keep dreaming. Wait, didn't Javier try calling you too? How about that?
The wolf reluctantly takes out his phone and places it on the table.
I may have dropped my phone in a puddle on the way back.
Why is everyone in this game like this? Everyone's dropping things, everyone's breaking their phones. I've never broken a phone before. Now that I say that, I'm probably gonna break it tomorrow, but you know, it's fine. The fox groans and examines the phone, shaking his head at Roe begrudgingly. What is this? Your third time this year? No, it's a common occurrence. No. And they're supposed to be waterproof. How do you waterlog your phone?
My paws were wet and it slipped out.
Javier looks beyond disappointed and is about to retort, but Dusk comes back with our food. Already? Oh, good service. I like it.
I see everyone's in high spirits.
You can say that. The Puma chuckles and hands out our orders on the table. We all get served a cup of coffee, and Roa and I are also receive a side of pastries. Ah!
By the way, I've got something interesting you guys might want to hear. You have my attention.
The Puma thinks for a second before replying.
You guys know about the tech convention that's happening right now, not too far from here.
Yeah, a TAI, right?
Aye, that one.
What about it?
Allegedly, there was a failed break-in last night. I heard this from one of my customers.
Sounds suspicious.
Anything stolen? No details on that. All I know was that whoever tried to break in couldn't get past all the locks. They were targeting the room that housed tech and equipment for Regenix. Regenix?
Yo, the new Gen X Link monster, kinda lit.
Q-Link, Nodal Visions, and a few others I forgot the names of.
Q-Link. Oh, is that one of the timed ones that's just gonna go and yeah, okay, so the fox just goes. Fox just goes. Javier, be this lad. I get it. As the fox continues talking, my ears perk up upon processing Dust's words.
Wait.
I fished out the business card David had given me and presented it on the table.
Nodal Visions? I got this from the CEO's son yesterday.
Well, well, aren't you full of surprises?
What a coincidence. Maybe I could, visit David later and ask him about this.
First name basis too, Though, this could be another potential lead.
Or not. Maybe. That's unfortunately all the new things I know.
Thanks. It's always interesting hearing what you've got to share. Dustin nudges Javier and smirks.
Anything for you guys?
He waves goodbye and walks off to attend to another table. I take this time to eat what pastries are left while Javier speaks up moments later, looking at Ro and me. What kind of pastries, though? Are they miniature, like, apple strudels? Are they just croissants with a drizzle of chocolate? What we've got here? I want to know. Let's see what we know so far. Oh, excuse me, I'm just the brain gone, just over the horizon. Let's see what we know so far about you. You got attacked at the casino, sent an ominous text telling you to go to the power plant.
But we found that boar there, after getting attacked by some other gang members.
I have no clue who those members were. They didn't look like any gang I've seen. I'll need to do some research later.
Those people weren't playing around. They were out to kill us.
Maybe. But why didn't they kill that man?
They did. But I saved him.
I mean, why didn't they kill him immediately? Rao shrugs.
Who cares?
Well, anyway, there is also that attempted theft that happened last night.
All we've really learned is that whoever sent those texts might pose an actual threat to Theodore and us.
Possibly. Also, that man was wearing different clothing than the rest of them. Might have been a power plant worker.
But he didn't look like a worker.
I say we go back there later tonight and figure out what's really going on. I detected signals underneath the power plant earlier.
No. That's reckless.
Sure it is. But they're a shady gang. They must have ties to some dark dealings across the city. And we don't... Oh, excuse me. And don't say we don't have time. Andrew told us to get to the bottom of this, no matter how long it takes. Ro sighs, thinking for a moment, before stroking his beard. Oh, looking at me.
Javier might have a point. The city is rumored to have one particular strong underground network of corruption.
Admit it, this is our strongest lead so far.
It could be worth a shot. But we're doing things my way if we go.
Sure. I'm also interested to hear what our friend saw, if he ever wakes up. I finish my cup of coffee, and the three of us sit in silence for a while before Ro gets up and looks at us. Alright, everyone, I'm gonna end the part here, so I'll see you guys around.